A very good morning to all our Sports Today family members. And yesterday we saw that even a 150 chase can be thrilling. Lucknow Super Giants versus Rajasthan Royals had a lot of takeaways, especially the inability of Rajasthan to chase 155 after they were 73 for no loss in 10 overs. The middle overs, 11 to 17, was the period in which they slowed down tremendously. Just about 40 runs scored and 4 wickets had fallen. That's why Rajasthan Royals fell short by 10 runs and KL Rahul had his redemption because Rajasthan Royals versus Lucknow Super Giants was dubbed as the Sanju Samson versus KL Rahul debate because Sanju Samson has been knocking on the doors of the Indian cricket team for a very long time. So that is the reason why KL Rahul, he was under the scrutiny a lot more. But on that wicket, many batters struggled. It wasn't just KL Rahul because KL Rahul yesterday hit 39 of 32 balls at a strike rate of 121. Kyle Mayers, who had hit a 50, also struck at 121. Josh Butler, one of the greatest white ball cricketers now, 40 of 41, 97 strike rate. When KL Rahul was batting, at that time, Kevin Peterson on air called KL Rahul's batting in the power play the most boring thing that can happen in cricket. He labeled KL Rahul's knock as boring. Is it a fair criticism? Is it a valid criticism? We all were swayed away by the fact that maybe KL Rahul, because he's played so conservatively in the past, that may have contributed to the fact that Lucknow Super Giants were just about 10-15 runs short of what would have been a good total at the Savai Mansingh. But when we saw the rest of the batters struggle, in particular Josh Butler, we felt that maybe this is a very difficult wicket to bat on. So why is there a singling out of KL Rahul when it comes to criticism? In this case, you can argue that maybe KL Rahul batted brilliantly. 39 of 32. Mayers 50 of, you may say, 46 balls. But at the same time, only Nicholas Puran, coming lower down the order, managed to strike at a strike rate of over 150. So, on that Savai Mansingh wicket where there was no dew, where the ball was sluggish, it was just about stopping on the batters. Was it fair for Kevin Peterson to criticize KL Rahul's knock? You can argue, on the other hand, that maybe batting power play, the first 6 overs of the power play, ball is new, conditions are fresh, best time for batters to capitalize. But in this case, neither Josh Butler, neither Yashasvi Jaiswal, all of them struggled. KL Rahul and Kyle Mayers also took their time. Only when they got their hand and only when they got their eye in on this wicket, it was easy to score runs. But you can argue for the fact that KL Rahul had done all the hard work, 39 of 32, yet he threw his wicket away. That was the most disheartening thing about KL Rahul's knock. But he did say at the post-match presentation that yes, we were about 10-15 runs short, but we knew that 150 on this wicket will be challenging. And that is what exactly happened. Lucknow Super Giants managed to, their bowlers stepped up, in particular Naveen ul Haq, Ravi Bishnoi and Avesh Khan. All of those 3 bowlers stepped up, and because of that, Lucknow Super Giants defeated the Rajasthan Royals in their home ground of the Savai Mansingh Stadium. This was the first game that the Savai Mansingh Stadium was hosting in the IPL in 2023. They had come back to Jaipur after a gap of 4 years. Because remember, 2020, 2021 and 2022, you couldn't play in Jaipur because of the COVID situation. Now you are finally back at the Savai Mansingh Stadium. And it was very bittersweet for Sanju Samson because it was good that he had come back home. But at the post-match presentation, he said, yes, we are bitterly disappointed. This will hurt a bit, but we will take the lessons from this and go on in this tournament. Because remember, Rajasthan Royals are still leading because of a good net run rate that they have. But at the same time, it is now crucial that Rajasthan Royals do not slip up at the halfway stage of the tournament. Because remember, we are approaching the halfway stage. After this, now every match will assume importance because there are close to 7 to 8 teams who are battling for 4 spots. That is why the challenge is going to be a lot more. And it is going to be very interesting to see how the teams shape up, which team holds their nerve. But as far as Kevin Peterson's criticism of KL Rahul is concerned, that it was boring. Whether he said the same thing about Josh Butler, that remains to be seen. Because every batter struggled on that Savai Mansingh wicket. So, in our judgment book, if you look at it, Kevin Peterson's criticism of KL Rahul as boring is actually very unfair. It's actually unfair because every batter struggled. Yes, KL Rahul threw his wicket away after having done all the hard work. That was infuriating to say the least. That is valid. But calling it boring because you got the best conditions at this point in time for batting, the power play and all, Kevin Peterson might have a slight argument in that, but I think it wasn't the right move to dub only KL Rahul as boring when all the other batters struggled. So that was it about the Savai Mansingh Stadium and also about the Rajasthan Royals versus, you may say, Lucknow Super Giants clash. Today we have a double header, a Thursday double header. Why is there a double header on Thursdays? It beats me. So there is a Thursday doubleheader, the first match involving Royal Challengers Bangalore and Punjab Kings at Mohali. Now remember, Punjab Kings are coming off a narrow win against the Lucknow Super Giants. They do have the resources, but if you look at the batting, they are actually very inexperienced in that. It was a good thing that Sikandar Raza had stepped up in the previous game, and that is why it is really awesome that players are stepping up in that. But on the other hand, Royal Challengers Bangalore, what do you make of them? Because they are mercurial to say the least. What is mercurial in that? One day they can defend 175, bowl and bat brilliantly, but at the same time, they can also kind of choke in a high scoring encounter against Chennai Super Kings. Remember, RCB are coming off a loss to Chennai Super Kings, which happened at their home ground. Now they will play in Mohali, where Punjab Kings has surprisingly been consistent in the first half of the IPL. Remember, under Dhawan's captaincy, Punjab Kings have managed to become a pretty solid unit. But heading into this clash, there are fitness concerns over Dhawan. Because remember, he had missed the game because of a shoulder niggle. Now, whether he will play in this game remains to be seen. So, whether Sam Curran leads or whether Shikhar Dhawan leads, that is going to be the major situation that is there at this point in time. So, that is about the Punjab Kings versus Royal Challengers Bangalore encounter. Will Virat Kohli step up yet again? Because most of the fans might not be cheering that much for Punjab Kings. They might be cheering for Virat Kohli. So, yet again, home advantage might be nullified in this entire process. Then the second game features the Delhi Capitals versus Kolkata Knight Riders. Remember, Delhi are at the bottom of the table. Kolkata Knight Riders, they have lost their last 2 games, in danger of losing momentum. So, can Kolkata Knight Riders bounce back, or will Delhi Capitals end their winless streak today? Because in the last 2 games that Delhi played against Kolkata in 2022, Delhi Capitals won both the games. And that is why this game is important when you look at the halfway stage of the tournament. If Kolkata lose for the third time, they are now in serious danger of losing complete momentum. And also their chances for the top 4 might be impacted badly because Delhi Capitals will only want to play party poopers at this point in time. So that is a double header we have on Thursday. Punjab Kings versus Royal Challengers Bangalore at Mohali, followed by Delhi Capitals versus Kolkata Knight Riders at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in New Delhi. It will be a cracker. But there is a dampener that might await them because thunderstorms are predicted in Mohali and in Delhi today. So one hopes that the rain can stay away in both the venues and that we get a full game. That is the thing that we'll be looking at, because even the game that Punjab played against Kolkata, rain did impact that. And that is why we hope that the rain stays away in both these venues today. Now, after the IPL, we look at cricket, and when we look at international cricket, Australia have somehow managed to ensure that David Warner keeps his place in the Ashes. He's been named in the first two tests as well as the World Test Championship final. Remember, David Warner is living on borrowed time, and that is why it's going to be a very, very important thing that he contributes. If Warner does not contribute in the World Test Championship final as well as in the two Ashes tests that begins from June 16th onwards, I think you can call curtains upon his career, because unfortunately, for the last couple of years, Warner has struggled across formats. This is going to be a very, very difficult situation for Australia because they have kept the core intact. There are not many major changes. Lance Morris, who was in the was in the squad for the India tour, he's out because of injuries. That's why he's not playing. Otherwise, Scott Boland maintains his place. He might even start in that Ashes series also. Then, if you look at Boland's inclusion, there's also Josh Inglis who's there, Peter Hanscom who's not there, Matt Renshaw is there. So that is why it is going to be a very important situation that Australia are facing at this point in time. When you look at Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka will take on Ireland after they are drubbing in the first test in Gaul. Remember, Sri Lanka won by an innings and 280 runs, and it was a brilliant, brilliant win for Sri Lanka. Yes, you may argue that they are playing Ireland, but at least someone is playing the lesser known nations who also deserve a bit of test cricket. Remember, Ireland is not part of the World Test Championship cycle. Why did the ICC give them test status and then not include them in the World Test Championship cycle? It's a big, big mystery indeed. Now we shift our attention to other sports, and we finally have our four semi-finalists. When Chelsea got knocked out by Real Madrid, Real Madrid went there into the semi-final, and yet Manchester City will be joining them because Manchester City drew with Bayern Munich 1-1, but they won 4-1 on aggregate. And that is why now Manchester City are the only Premier League club to make it to the semi-finals of it. Now the UEFA Champions League has reached this culmination stage, and the likes of Real Madrid and Manchester City are going to be very, very important. Inter defeated Benfica, and with AC Milan getting into the semi-finals also. So Inter, AC, Manchester City and Real Madrid, these four teams are in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, and it'll be very, very interesting to see how that shapes up in the time being. Novak Djokovic, on the other hand, when you look at tennis news, Novak Djokovic is building up to the French Open by registering a win in the clay court tournaments that are being held there. Remember, the clay court season is in full swing at this point in time, and with Nadal not yet recovering from a foot injury, the door is wide open for the likes of Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic to ensure that they continue the domination. Today is going to be the 8th game of the World Chess Championship between Jan Nepomniachtchi and Ding Liren, because it is going to be a very, very important situation that is there. It's 4-3 in 7 games. We have had 5 decisive games that are going to happen, and that is why it is going to be a very important game 8. If Nepomniachtchi wins, then Liren's chances of making a comeback are very, very limited indeed. So that is the important situation that is there. And we have also gotten some news regarding Indian badminton, that PV Sindhu is going to lead the Indian contingent in the Sudirman Cup that will be held in Suzhou in May. Remember, the Sudirman Cup is one of the most important events for mixed badminton tournaments, and that is why it's going to be a very important meet indeed. Can India overcome the jinx and win the Sudirman Cup? Because remember, it's been held since 1989. India have never won the Sudirman Cup. The best places that they have had are the quarterfinals. 2 quarterfinals in 2011 and 2017. Athletics is also going on, and there are a lot of meets going on. The Olympic qualification trial is going on at this point in time. So it's going to be a very important year for athletics also, because remember, the Diamond League for the javelin and for the athletes it's also happening in Doha. Olympic qualifications also happening. Asian Games is happening. So athletics and other sports, they are going to have an action-packed 2023, beginning from the Diamond League and also until the Asian Games that happens in September, October. So athletics Olympic qualification is also going on at this point in time. Who makes the cut, who doesn't? We will be monitoring that as well. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this morning wrap. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Bye bye.